guys, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 10 tips on how to loosen up in your art style. So this applies for mainly watercolor because that is the medium that I paint in, but hopefully there are some tips in here that could help you in whatever medium you are trying to loosen up in. All right, so just to give you a bit of background, for me, I started painting when I was about 40 years old during the COVID lockdown, and I entered art straight away painting loose because I just followed a few loose painting tutorials online on YouTube, and that's just the way that I started painting. But over the years, I've noticed that a lot of people have shared that it's really difficult for them to paint loose, and I think that's primarily because they have started in painting sort of like a more tighter, realistic style. And somehow it's really hard to sort of untrain yourself from that one style to paint a bit looser. So in this video, I'm coming to you with both sides, like how I started painting loose and how maybe you can change up and help yourself to paint more loose. All right, so I'm a watercolor artist. I paint flowers in loose style. That's my style. That's what I love painting in. And it brings me so much joy, and I cannot imagine painting otherwise. So painting loose comes easy to me, and it's sort of my natural thing, and I hope that you can also experience this wondrous freedom and joy and intuition and flow as I do when I paint my paintings. All right. Enough of a preamble, let's get right into it. The first tip I want to share with you. So when you look at a reference photo, whether it's a flower bouquet, a landscape, look at the big picture. So look at the overall shapes of your subject, look at the blocks of shapes that happen, and then start from there, rather than looking into the details straight away. So in the first few strokes, the first layer, it's all about just putting down the big strokes. So that is definitely a very straightforward one, right? So look at the big picture, look at the overall shapes. Don't zero in into the details straight away. Almost sometimes you gotta squint. Squinting helps, as in like you just cover your eyes a little bit, close your eyes a little bit, and then you will just see the overall shapes of something rather than, getting your magnifying glasses on and seeing all the details. That can really overwhelm you. All right, second tip is to not overthink. Don't overthink every flower or every petal or every leaf. So this is for me being a floral artist. Sometimes when I look at how a leaf is folded, for example, and I notice that it folds this way, the shadow is here, the veins are over there, and you can get so overwhelmed by how am I going to do that one leaf that's overhung this way, or this one petal that's coming towards me or towards you or towards this way. When I face something like that, I just almost like, it's a weird thing, it's almost like an avoidance tactic where I just go, nah, all right, I'll deal with that detail later on. I'll just put a little mark where I think that fold is, and it might not be correct, it might not be accurate at all, but I just put a mark down that somewhat represents that difficult leaf or that difficult petal, and I just move on. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, at the end of the day, when you look at your painting, no one's going to go, oh, you did that petal wrong, or you didn't get that angle correct. So not overthinking every petal, every stroke, every flower of your whole composition. All right, the third tip is to paint a little bit faster. I know this is controversial because some teachers are telling you to slow down and not rush it, and some teachers are saying, no, you gotta be hurry, you gotta be quick. But in my experience, and what I like to do is I do like to paint fast, and a part of it is because I feel like the slower you go, the more you tend to do the thing that I didn't to say to not do before, which is overthink it. The more you tend to go, how shall I deal with this particular vein or this particular petal? So paint a bit faster. Just time yourself. Sometimes it's good to put a timer on and go, okay, I've only got 15 minutes to create this first layer. Let's just do it down like this. And if the timer goes off and you're still like on the first flower, you know that maybe you have to paint a bit faster. Which leads me to the next couple of tips on how to maybe paint faster. Next one is using less strokes. So for each flower, each petal, to try your best to minimize the amount of brush strokes that you use for that particular petal or leaf. So a lot of times when I look at beginners painting and my students, they tend to want to perfect that petal, perfect that stroke, and they go over and over again, 5, 6, 7, 10 times. And what happens is the petal looks overworked. You took too long on that one, everything else is dry, and everything becomes a little bit stuck, and you're not feeling the flow, and it's not loose. So using less strokes. I tell my students to paint one leaf, maximum 3 strokes, one to the left, one to the right, maybe just one in the middle to correct, and then leave it and go on. All right, so if you use less strokes, you will take less time in general. And then the next one is also will help perhaps with the less time, is to use bigger paintbrushes and bigger paper. So when you have teeny tiny brushes and you want to paint the leaves and the flowers, you will need more strokes because the brush will have less water and less pigment, and you might need to go over and over again to almost color something in, and you really don't want to be coloring in when we are painting flowers, loose floral style. You want the stroke to be the shape rather than outlining and then painting it in. So use a bigger brush will help you sort of like complete the strokes with less, complete the flower with less strokes. Also with bigger brushes, you tend to have less control, less likely you will get into the small details. So bigger brushes really help that way. And with bigger brushes, you need bigger paper, obviously. So try not to use something so teeny tiny. Obviously at the start, you might feel like not so confident. You want to start small. That's totally fine. But as you want, if your intention is to get looser, try to go bigger. So I love painting at least on the 9x12, and this is the paper that I use most often. It is my Medan watercolor paper. Just to let you know, I do have a 15% discount code. Just check it out in the description below. 100% cotton, really good quality, but you don't need to use 100% cotton at the start. Just use bigger brushes, use bigger paper, and you might find yourself becoming a little bit looser. All right, the sixth one is to use more water than you think. So this is watercolor, obviously. I find that if you use less water, everything is just a bit drier, and you tend to just get into the details a little bit more because you have more control. But if you use more water, there is a sense of being less in control, and with less control, you tend to be more loose. That's just how it is. So load up the brush with more water than you think you need. And yes, things might get a bit puddly, things might get a bit crazy, bleeds might happen accidentally, but that's just kind of what you want to lean into in general when you want to paint loose. So use a little bit more water than you think you should. Try that and let me know if you think that will help you, has helped you paint looser. The next tip, number 7, is try abstract painting or at loose abstract watercolor. So if you're like me, you started painting flowers and you want to get more loose, what really helped me is I actually tried sort of like abstract painting where you're not really painting any subject. You are going so loose, you're just making marks, you are just letting water flow. And I've got some really awesome YouTube tutorials and teachers here that I can recommend to you. One amazing artist, her name is Deborah Lynn Rosenbach. Deborah Lynn. Go to her channel. I did a couple of her tutorials and it just transformed something inside of me and just made me way more loose than usual. The way she plays, the splashy elements and all of it. So. And another teacher is Laura Horn. She does abstract painting, not so much loose. She does mixed media as well. But making marks that are not specific to any subject has helped me feel more loose and go like, hey, I don't have to be super representational all the time. The next couple of tips is more like internal mindset stuff. So the one thing you gotta know is like when we are painting tight and we're not loose, we are literally tightening up. So start to notice when you're painting, if you're feeling tight in your body, when you're contracting, when you're holding your breath, when you're clenching your teeth, when you are just so focused on like getting that super one stroke, then you know that you are not going to paint something loose. You are probably going to end up painting tight. So that notice this, and after you notice, these are the things you can do. Take a deep breath, pause, shake up your body, roll your shoulders, roll the neck, and just rolling and just loosening up your jaw, and then relax and then get back into the practice. Number 9, let the mistakes go. So if you're painting and you're just doing something and something happens that was unintentional, for example, two wet things happen to touch and they bleed, and you're like, oh no, I made a mistake, and then you're like, oh, this is it, I'm gonna throw it away. Don't do that. Just let the mistake be. Let it be there. All right, grab a bit of tissue, wipe it up, lift up the mark, but let it go, okay? So a lot of our looseness comes from the mistakes. You might have heard this before, but it just needs repeating. Let the mistakes go. Don't mull over it, don't harp of it, just move on. I swear to you, this is a secret to my paintings and my supposed success on all my paintings is I really let the mistakes go. Check out my tutorials here on Patreon, and as you paint along with me, you will see that I make so many mistakes all the time, and it is totally just part of how I paint. So let the mistakes happen, let it go. And finally, the most important thing is come with a mindset of watercolor, not to try to master or control or learn or getting things right, but just to have fun, experiment, be playful, be cheeky, be inventive, be explorative. Okay, this is so important. Watercolor is, yes, you can master it, and there are masters, or I don't know if you consider them masters, but I feel like if you enter the mindset with trying to get it right, trying to master water control, ratio, and all of that, it's not going to be loose. You might end up being an amazing watercolor artist that gets everything so perfect, but it won't be loose. It'll probably be a little bit tight, a little bit sort of like constrictive. So there you go, 10 tips on how to get more loose. These are just the 10 that I just came up today for this video. Check out my PDF. I do have a little booklet I call 9 Secrets to Loose Floral that I wrote ages and ages ago. I really love that. And just subscribe to my mailing list and you will get hold of that PDF. Otherwise, do check out my Patreon. I paint flowers, I teach a lot there, and I go live once a month. And yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope I'll see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.